You're watching Horror Funk Town, where we uncover the most chilling tales and some pretty weird-ass stories. In April of 2011, 12-year-old Emma Neild and her family visited Gulliver's World in Warrington, England, eager for a day of fun and excitement. Little did they know, this visit would take a tragic turn, changing their lives forever after boarding one of the park's most famous rides, the Antelope. This incident not only sparked a painful medical ordeal, but also ignited a fierce legal battle that would leave many questions unanswered. What really happened that day, and who was held responsible? Let's dive into the infamous Antelope disaster, the fate of Emma Neild. The Antelope stands as the sole roller coaster designed by Alot and Lomax, marking their unique and questionable contribution to the amusement park industry. Alot and Lomax were engineering consultants who specialized in highways and railways. They had never designed a roller coaster before, and never would again. The Antelope is one of the few family-friendly wooden roller coasters in the UK. Named after the ship Gulliver sailed on in 1699, Warrington, the roller coaster reaches a height of 30 feet and has a duration of 1 minute and 50 seconds. There is a single train that can fit 16 riders, located in the Smuggler's Wharf section of the park. When the ride opened in 1995, it was popular and well-liked, but it hasn't aged well. According to Theme Park James, a website for roller coaster reviews, the Antelope is nice to look at, but definitely not to ride. It is terribly rough and provides an extremely uncomfortable ride experience. At the front, it is jarring, but at the back, it is almost intolerable. They went on to say that junior woodies are supposed to be fairly gentle, acting as an introduction to children who cannot yet go on larger roller coasters. I wouldn't be surprised if the Antelope put them off for life. Theme Park James were not the only ones to hold this opinion. Online reviews consistently echoed this sentiment, with one reading, "My neck and lower back were jarred so violently, I'm surprised I actually managed to walk after it. Behind me, a child was screaming, evidently hurt by the ride and scared." Nevertheless, the ride stayed open and continued to be popular until April of 2011. In April of 2011, 12-year-old Emma Neild, along with her friend and parents, visited Gulliver's World in Warrington, England. When she boarded the Antelope, Emma sat in the last carriage at the back, which is known to be the roughest. Despite her small stature, she met the height requirements, and her safety restraints were checked and approved by the park. These safety restraints included a lap bar and a seatbelt. The ride then set off, and it was anything but enjoyable for Emma. While riding, Emma was thrown back and forth violently due to her small size. It was said that Emma experienced very strong oscillations due to G-force, which had the effect of forcing a passenger's head forwards and backwards. She was vigorously thrown around, unable to fight the forces of the roller coaster. Once the ride finally stopped and pulled back into the station, Emma felt deeply unwell and complained of severe back and neck pain. According to the family barrister, Gerard McDermott, Emma did not go on any further rides and became increasingly unwell. When she arrived home, she vomited and was unable to stand or support herself. Worried, her parents rushed her to Alder Hey Hospital in Liverpool, where doctors conducted multiple tests, and what they found was shocking. An MRI scan revealed Emma had a serious spinal cord injury, resulting in edema, a buildup of fluid, and signal hyperintensity. Signal hyperintensity refers to areas in the MRI scan that appear brighter than the surrounding tissues, indicating that the tissue in that area is different in some way, such as being more water-rich, inflamed, or abnormal. Sadly, this resulted in Emma being paralyzed from the neck down. What followed was a legal dispute in which the Neild family sued Gulliver's World, arguing that the ride was unsafe for small children and that the restraints in the seats were dangerous. They claimed that the park did not provide a sufficient head restraint for Emma, nor appropriate restraints for her body and head, allowing her neck to flex and extend unnecessarily. However, Gulliver's World strongly denied any allegations of wrongdoing, asserting that their ride was safe. Their spokesperson stated that the Antelope ride had safely carried millions of passengers over 20 years, and that all their rides were subject to rigorous safety checks and maintenance inspections by independent specialist roller coaster engineers. While this was going on, Emma spent 6 months living in Alder Hey Hospital before spending a further 6 weeks in OS3 Spinal Center. She had to undergo multiple surgeries, physiotherapy, and rehab, but she was unbelievably strong-willed. Her mother said, when she was paralyzed from the neck down, it was horrendous. We were with her the whole time. It was a horrible ordeal, but Emma has been absolutely fantastic. She has amazing strength of character and doesn't want to be in a wheelchair. If I could give her my legs, I would. There is no quick fix. This is going to be a long job. Gulliver's World maintained that their ride was not responsible and released a statement saying, Gulliver's theme park is a family-owned and responsible business, and it has every sympathy with Miss Emma Neal. However, it does not accept that the Antelope ride is responsible for the medical condition she has developed, and that this is why it is fully and strenuously defending itself and its proceedings brought against it in the High Court. After the legal back and forth, things went quiet, and the results of the case were never released to the public. However, an article published this year gives us an insight into what happened next. While Emma was in the hospital, her mother said to local media, "It was the most frightening experience. I want to warn other parents to be vigorous when their children are going on rides. Make sure they are properly secured. If not, take them off it. It makes you realize how precious life is. It all happens in seconds. We were just a normal working class family, thrown into this alien world." At this point in time, she had no idea if Emma would ever walk again or be able to live a normal life. However, I'm very pleased to say that Emma is doing great today, although she still struggles with what happened. After being released from the hospital, Emma started regular rehab, which she still does to this day. She said, "I'm still on my rehab journey. I attend physiotherapy 3 times a week. The reason I am still attending physio is because of the progress I am continuing to make, and the motivation and determination in me not to give up." When first released from the hospital all those years ago, Emma was only able to move her head. Today, she is beginning to stand up and has full sensation back in her body. She said, "At the beginning, I never really thought it would be possible to do all the things I do now. I drive, have a full-time job, go on holidays, horse ride, and do all the things a 25-year-old should do." In the interview, she mentioned her lawyer and team were amazing during the legal process and claimed that the way they were with her changed her life, making her want to specialize in personal injury and fight for clients to get the justice they deserve. So, from that, I assume they did get a payout from Gulliver's World. Today, she works as a paralegal, specializing in serious injury. She said, "This is what I want to do. I want to help others, as I can empathize with what they are going through." What an amazing woman. I'm so glad she's making good progress and is doing better today. Remember, you're watching Horror Funk Town, where we dive into the darkest and most intriguing stories. If you appreciate our work, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to go that extra step to support the channel, maybe consider becoming a member. It's always good when we have a happy ending. And just a reminder, life is like a bad roller coaster. Sometimes you get thrown for a loop, but at least you get a story out of it. Thanks for watching Horror Funk Town. Stay well, kiddies. See you on the next video.